In this video, I will discuss how the proliferation of online forums and communities has facilitated the evolution of communities of practice, or COPs, into a virtual environment. COPs promote informal learning, provide social connections, and promote the democratization of knowledge. They are seen as a way of promoting innovation, developing social capital, and facilitating and spreading knowledge within a group. So what is a community of practice? According to Etienne Wegner, communities of practice are groups of people who share a common passion for something they do and learn how to do it better as they interact regularly. Wegner also defines what constitutes a COP by stating 3 requirements. Number 1, they must have a domain or a shared area of interest, for example, public health, middle school science, baseball fans, Disney enthusiasts, etc. Number 2, they must have a community. The members must interact and engage in shared activities, help each other, and share information with each other. And number 3, they must be a practice. Members develop a shared repertoire of resources, collective problem solving, shared stories, documents, and more. A fascinating trait of COPs is that often people do not assign the name community of practice to their forum or group and are often unaware, despite feeling a sense of togetherness and reliance. Persons involved in COPs can either have an involved role or a more peripheral role. Communities of practice stem from social learning theory and are an element to creating social learning systems, according to Wegner. Within COPs, learning is described as a social formation of an individual rather than just an acquisition of knowledge. It focuses on removing power away from experts who are traditionally seen as the owners and therefore the monopolizers of knowledge, and instead centers voices of people with lived experience to cultivate a community and influence a person's identity through their participation in the community. While groups have convened to learn for many years, the advent of the internet and social media platforms has allowed for the creation of social learning spaces that transcend space and time and can accommodate domains or topics ranging from personal finance to knitting. In the virtual space, there are an ever-growing number of platforms that support virtual communities of practice. Some examples include Reddit, Discord, YouTube, especially the comment section, Facebook, LinkedIn, Telegram, Slack, WhatsApp, and Zoom, and these are just to name a few. These spaces permit an almost endless catalog of avenues to not only acquire information and exchange ideas, but build relationships with individuals with common interests. By leveraging these ecosystems, one must only have access to the internet to access networks of people with similar interests and a range of expertise. And by connecting, these communities disrupt the rigidity of formal information acquisition, democratizing access to knowledge. Moreover, as a person's involvement in VCOPs and COPs in general, and their area of expertise evolves, so might their participation. For example, in 2016, I joined a LinkedIn group for former AmeriCorps members. At the time, my contributions were minimal, mostly asking for help and resources, versus now, as a more seasoned professional, I can confidently comment, post, and suggest to my fellow members. Additionally, in my own journey as someone who is interested in transitioning from academia to instructional design, I have gained a tremendous amount from the LinkedIn groups that I'm a part of, focused on folks interested in transitioning to the field, as well as those who are already established. Moreover, in addition to being an avenue to exchange ideas about professional ventures, I'm also engaged in several virtual COPs that are simply for enjoyment and entertainment. Like the many YouTubers that I follow who discuss thrifting, the fashion industry's impact on the environment, and the repurposing of clothing, as well as the Reddit forums that I'm part of that discuss personal finance, career growth, and so forth. In addition to being a platform of personal learning and identity building, VCOPs are important to the anatomy of many companies. Specifically in the space of instructional design, think of the many forums created by Adobe, Articulate, TechSmith, and other giants, curated specifically for the exchange of information and ideas related to a particular technology. These communities not only provide a space to get your tech questions answered quickly, but they also add value to your tool, dedicated platform for feedback. They also provide a benefit to the company by improving customer satisfaction and increasing the company's global reach. The internet has made the exchange of information boundless, making the acquisition of information and informal learning more accessible than ever. Virtual COPs are an important vehicle for the democratization of knowledge, perpetuation of innovation, and creating communities where people are thinking together. As the ability for the internet to support more sophisticated methods of engagement increases, it will be interesting to see how these virtual communities of practice evolve and how these communities are further incorporated into the delivery of informal education and how that translates into the person's professional and personal life.